This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode on the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, and we are wrapping up October. This is the last episode in October. I cannot believe I just said that. How do we only have 2 months left of 2025? This year has either been the longest year of my life, but also seems to have gone pretty quickly in the second half of this year. I am currently getting over a cold, so if I sound weird, or sick, that's why. I'm just congested. I don't feel bad, but I'm still a little congested, so I apologize if the quality of my voice is not up to par of what I usually am. Reminder, this is the last episode before I go on break. In the entire month of November, I will not be releasing podcast episodes, but I will be back in December. Trust me, I am not quitting the podcast or anything, but I need a break. And as we know from previous years, and as I said before, November is notoriously busy for me, and I don't watch a lot of things, and I scramble to get podcast episodes out. It felt like the perfect month to take a break. Just a reminder, this is the last episode before the break. I will be announcing it on social media and stuff and reminding people, and I will also still be on the socials and talking to people and posting my silly little videos. You will just have to wait a month for a new podcast episode. We are wrapping up October. October was an interesting month for me. I feel like it was good. Did it go how I originally planned? No, because obviously, with October being Halloween and scary, spooky month, usually I like watching crime stuff or scary stuff or something along those lines to celebrate the holiday. Did I do that? Not so much. I did not. Pretty much just used a month to get stuff off my watch list or watch some stuff that I needed to watch for other podcast recordings. But I still finished some things. I still got things off my watch list. I still have many more things to get off my watch list before the end of the year. That's what November is for, since I'm not going to be recording podcast episodes and stuff. Ideally, I think I'll have more time, but who knows? Because in previous years, as I said, in November, I'm notoriously bad at watching stuff in November. So we'll have to see how that goes. Also, also disclaimer, there is one more drama I will have finished by the end of October, but it won't be mentioned in this episode because I'm recording this on the 25th of October. And I have yet to start the drama, and I'm basically gonna binge it next week, which is the week of the 27th, and the entire month of October goes for that entire next week. And I needed to finish it by the 1st of November to record a podcast episode. I will review that in December when I come back and tell you guys what all I completed and stuff in November. I'll just mention my review of that and what I thought about it once I actually started and watch it. And alert, you will have a podcast review of that drama on somebody else's podcast. You'll get to hear my full review of that. So, disclaimer, there is a drama that is going to be missing from the dramas I complete in October because this episode is recorded before I complete it. And if I were to wait, I would be releasing an episode and recording an episode in November, which I really want to stick to taking a break in November. Let's just jump right into it, I guess. If you are new here, this is a wrap up episode. At the end of every month, I release this episode. And the format of it is I talk about everything I completed. I talk about what I thought about it, what country it's from, where you can watch it, and then my ratings. And then if I dropped anything that month in October 2025, I did not drop anything. We're going to be skipping that section. And then in the second half of the episode, I always talk about everything I'm looking forward to. While in October, I wasn't looking forward to much, November is another story. Between me trying to clear off my watch list and trying to not start every single thing that I want to watch in November, it's going to be difficult. We'll have to wait and see what happens. There's definitely some things I'm really excited for in November. And then the last section at the very end, I talk about some things that I plan to start as well due to either future podcast recordings or things I just want to watch on my own that may have already completed. I'll have a little section of that at the end that I'll talk about that, even though I will be watching nothing for podcast recordings in the near future, which is great because I can now have time to clear off my watch list that I really need to clear off. Let's get into the dramas and movies I completed in October. It was kind of a mix of everything. It was a mix of currently airing dramas that I caught up on and completed, or dramas that had already been completed and were just sitting on my current watch list that I needed to get off my current watch list. It was a mix of dramas and anime. It was a mix of dramas from various countries like Korea, China, Japan, etc. As you guys know, I watch everything and anything from all the countries. I might not stick with it. I might not start if I know I don't like it, but I don't just watch K-dramas or C-dramas or J-dramas. It was also a mix of genres. We have a little crime, we have a little wuxia, we have a little romance, we have a little anime, so it's a bit of everything this month. And also a mix of feelings. I loved some of the dramas a lot, and I also just thought some of the dramas were okay, but at least I didn't hate anything. There was a couple that in the past year that I had to, like, dislike watch. I wouldn't say I was hate watching them, but I had to finish them because I was recording something for them, and I just was not liking it. I would have dropped it. At least in October, that was not the case, but there were some things that I just thought were okay. It was meh. I did, also have a mix of things that I was just trying to get off my current watch list and other things I watched for podcast episodes. Yeah, a statement of October was just a mix of everything is very, very true. The first thing I'm going to mention, and the last thing I just completed most recently, was Mysterious Lotus Casebook. I finished this yesterday. I am watching this for a future podcast recording that I am going to be doing. I watched it on IGE. This is a Chinese drama. Classic Chinese drama at this point. I think it's from 2023. A lot of people watched it. Wuxia. I loved this drama. Again, I've said this multiple times while I was talking about this drama. It's not surprising I love this drama because the setup is definitely me. You got a group of people walking through the wuxia world or historical world or whatever, and they investigate things. And it's a lot of bromance stuff. And there's a lot of Chinese dramas with this setup, and I probably will like a lot of them. I can see why this is beloved by a lot of people and are liked by a lot of people. Is it perfect? No. Some things I would have changed about it, but I had a lot of fun with this drama. I had a lot of fun with the main trio. I loved the main trio. I did think it took a while for the main trio to get together, which I was not expecting. I thought it would be a little faster, but it is trying to be 40 episodes long. I also love the bromance, especially between Cheng Yi and Joseph Zhang's character. I thought they were great and they were a highlight of this drama. I also didn't know how I was going to feel about the comedy in this drama. I also didn't think there would be comedy, honestly, but it was there. I thought it fit really well. I'm glad that each character had kind of its own comedy, and there were moments where it was really funny and moments not. It was well balanced, I would say. I think my favorite of the trio, though, was Chang's character. I loved him. I loved how smart he was. He kind of reminded me of a fox. He was very smart, but he loved playing tricks. He kind of just wanted to be a loner, but Joseph Zhang did not leave him alone. I just loved his character, and I loved how Cheng Yi acted him out. I did think the drama was a little long. I thought they could have trimmed some stuff out, maybe took out a villain or one case or something. And I also think I would have liked a different ending. I'm not gonna spoil that. The ending made sense. It wasn't just like, "Oh my god, why did they even do this?" Spoiler alert, it is an open ending. It made sense. You kinda knew it was going in that direction throughout the entire story. Did I want that to be an open ending? Maybe not. I even watched, like, there was this, like, 5-minute special episode afterwards, which sort of wrapped it up even more to make it not as an open ending, but that even wasn't really satisfying. It didn't 100% guarantee something was there. I'm, again, not spoiling it. I kinda would have wanted a more 100% ending, but how the story and how the plot was going, I wasn't surprised by the open ending. I do not think they plan to do a season 2 for this drama. They could. I mean, it's been 3 years, but I just don't see why. It doesn't seem like the C-drama industry is gunning to make a season 2 of this drama. But either way, I still enjoyed it a lot. As you can see, I had some qualms with it, but overall, I can see why this is beloved by a lot of people. As I said, I am a sucker for this setup. I am the key audience and the target audience for this drama. I might be a little biased because of that, but I still loved it and I can't wait to talk about it because I have so much to say. My rating for Mysterious Love's Casebook is 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect drama, but it's 9 out of 10 is pretty high for me. Also, if you guys do not know the joke surrounding this drama, as you know, this is going to be a really big tangent, but as you know, I am part of the drama trio on Liliana's podcast. She has us periodically on, maybe like once a month, once every 6 weeks, something like that, to do a review, to talk, whatever. We've become friends. I really enjoy doing that. They've been a great supporter, Jess and Liliana, a great supporter of me starting this podcast and just have become very good friends. The joke running with Mysterious Love's Casebook is we have been talking about reviewing this drama for the drama trio for years. It's been at least a year and a half, if not two. And I don't remember how it started. Somebody brought it up like, "Oh, I wanted to see it," or "I wanted to watch it," and then we've always said, "Okay, we need to put this in the schedule," and we just never have, and we're finally putting it in the schedule and reviewing it. It's just like a running joke that is now coming to an end. So that is really why I'm watching it. I'm glad that I'm finally reviewing it because I don't think I would have watched it because there's so many other dramas in the queue. I think I would eventually have watched it. That was Mysterious Love's Casebook, rating a 9 out of 10. Next drama I'm going to talk about is Tempest. This is a Korean drama that recently aired and ended on Disney Plus and Hulu. I rated this an 8.5 out of 10. This is a very polarizing K drama. Either people liked it a lot or people did not like it. I thought it was good slash okay. It depended on what you got out of the drama. It depended on what you were looking for and also what you enjoyed. For me, the chemistry and the romance was a 10 out of 10 for this drama. I was watching this for them, for the main couple, for their chemistry. Please watch it for that. It was amazing. The problem though is they had so much chemistry and they had romance. I wish the drama had done more. It would seem too short for have this romance to happen. It was like a whirlwind romance, but it didn't 100% make sense because there was only 8 episodes. They basically either like rushed it or they also seemed to like maybe cut out some things. I don't know. I stuck around for the romance because I really enjoyed that part. I wish they had done more with that part. I mean, you have a high budget, high production K drama with an amazing cast and talent. I felt like the drama really was a letdown because you got all this stuff. And for me, it wasn't a perfect 10 out of 10. You had all these resources dramas. There was definitely issues with it, even with the romance. Romance aside, even though I really, really enjoyed it, the political part of this drama did not 100% make sense. If you go into this drama, just watch it for enjoyment. Do not try to analyze it. Do not try to deep dive into it because you'll see a lot of plot holes and you'll be really confused because the story, the political side of it all does not make sense at all, at all. Just kind of watch this and be along for the ride, really. Turn your brain off, enjoy it for what it is. For example, some of the bad guys I wish had different endings. There were too many bad guys. It kind of got a little confusing. Some people hated the ending. I did not mind the ending, but it also was not ideal for me. Again, it's another situation where like, you kind of saw the ending coming and it made total sense with what was going on with the two main leads. Did you have to like the ending? No, especially if you were rooting for the main couple, myself included, but the ending didn't surprise me at the same time. But if you are gung ho on this main couple, you won't like the ending. I'll just tell you that right now. And as I said, there were a ton of plot holes. Ton of plot holes. There were some that I could not even ignore. Watch this for entertainment. Don't try to look too much into it. 8.5 seems probably a little high. Maybe I would have done like an 8. I thought it was decent. It wasn't horrible like some other people thought. It wasn't the best either, but I rated it 8.5 out of 10. I still had a lot of fun, but it could have been better. I think it was a waste of the cast for sure, especially because you got two leads who had not done a drama in years for both of them. That was a big draw to watch this. And if you went in there wanting this to be this amazing drama with them, it was a letdown because I think the drama did not do the cast justice. Not even just the leads. I think the amount of people they got in this drama and the amount of big names they got in this drama, there was a lot of questions left on the table and a lot of talent that was left on the table that they could have used, in my opinion. Overall, it's still a fun ride, but just don't read too much into it. Tempest is an 8.5 out of 10. Queen Mantis is a Korean drama. You can watch it on Viki. This is a crime drama. I rated this an 8 out of 10. It's decent. It could have been way better. And yes, I did rate this lower than Tempest for some very big reasons. There is going to be some spoilers in this mini review. If you do not want to be spoiled on Queen Mantis, skip ahead. I thought this was a decent Korean drama. It is a remake of a French show, I think it was. And I will say, apparently the Korean drama followed the French show to the T. They used everything from the French show. And from what I saw online, the French show, when it aired, I think it's a Netflix show, got a lot of criticism for when it aired because they had some problematic storylines. So the Korean drama just copying the entire storyline again made the Korean drama problematic at the same time. First off, the stupid cop trope, I understand most crime dramas have stupid cops because if they were all smart, the crime would be solved like in an episode, and you need 8, 16 episodes to have a crime drama, right? But oh my god, the stupid cop trope stood out so much in Queen Mantis because they did so many stupid decisions, so many that it was infuriating. Like, I understand crime dramas, whether they're Chinese, Korean, whatever, you have to have some type of stupid cop trope to move the story along, right? It was like every decision certain characters made were dumb. And I was just like, oh my god, this is aggravating. So I did not like that. It did have some amazing acting though. Go Hyun Jung playing the serial killer mother. I have never seen her do this role, and she knocked it out of the park. It was amazing. Jang Dong Yoon, I am very biased, I understand that, but I thought he did a fantastic job. Some people did an amazing acting on this. It had a good twist. I will say a lot of the twists were really good. The one thing I think was really problematic was the background of the main villain. You have a trans character, and pretty much the show was written that the abuse of this character made this character turn trans and then ultimately made them kill people. How the plot was written, you could have taken the trans part out and you could have just said the abuse made them this villain, right? And it still would have made sense. The fact that they blamed it on the person being trans, and I understand the Fred show did the same thing, so this is not like, oh, it's Korea, it's their politics, it's that type of stuff. The French show did the same exact thing, and they got a lot of heat for it online. The K-drama copied it, so they still kept it in. I did not like that. I understand that it was a French show too, so I will never watch that French show either, even though I kinda wanted to once I understood that Queen Mantis was a remake of it. I hate when crime dramas, this is not the first Korean drama to do this. It's not the first show to do this. I mean, the French show came out in, like, 2017, 2018. I hate when crime shows use being gay, use being trans, use being anything that, like, is kind of superficial to be the excuse for the killer. Like, being very, very abused as a child makes sense. You don't need to be gay, you don't need to be trans on top of that to be a criminal. How the show and the plot was written, it made it sound like the abuse made them turn trans, but then also being trans made them become a killer. Like, it did not make sense, it didn't need to be there, none of that. None of it needed to be there. I hated that part of the background. They still could have changed it. They still could have done a lot of stuff to it. It shouldn't have been there in the first place with the French show. I'm not trying to blame this Korean drama because it is a remake. So it's not like the Korean drama pulled this out of the hat and added it to the story or anything. From what I can tell online, it is a plot by plot remake. Like they did not change anything from the French show, apparently. But it was a huge letdown for me because I hate when that happens in shows. I hate it in crime shows. That, again, as I said, it's not the first time. It's probably not gonna be the last time. We've seen it before. I absolutely hate when they use those as excuses because it isn't needed. It is not needed. You could have taken it out and it still would have made sense. Sorry, that was a little rant, but I had to downrate this for that. That's pretty much why it was, like, rated even lower than Tempest. It probably would have been rated higher or even at the same because I had not watched the French show. I had no idea what was gonna happen in this plot. So I was really mad when that came up because it seemed it was very unnecessary. It was not needed, and I can't support a show or a K-drama, even if my favorite is in it, to have that type of plot device. There's a lot of problematic things with that. It's lazy. It made no sense, even if it was a remake of the French shows. The French show can I'm being triggered now, but, like, the French show I hate the French show too. Anyway, that is the huge spoiler. You can go watch it still. It is amazing in terms of acting. The twists are good, but I can't support a K-drama with that type of storyline. And I'm sorry I spoiled, like, the entire show, but that was your spoiler warning. FYI, this K-drama is, like, really dark, very violent, really dark, sometimes really hard to watch. If that's not your thing, don't watch it. It also was potentially set up for a season 2, so you might not like that. I don't know if they'll ever make a season 2 or not. Go Hyun Jung should get all the awards for her acting in this, though. She was amazing, and this was a really phenomenal role for her. Jang Dong Yoon did a great job too. I can't understand the choices of that writing at all, and I don't like it at all, even if it was a remake of a French show. That was Queen Mantis. I rated an 8 out of 10. It was decent. I can't recommend it though. It was decent, but I can't recommend it. I don't like it. I did not like it in terms of that choice of plot, but I won't judge you if you check it out. To each their own, but I've seen that so many times, not so many times, but I've just seen that lazy choice of writing a lot, and I'm sick of it because it never makes sense. It never makes sense. Let's move on. Kaiju number 8, season 1 is an anime I finally completed and got off my current watch list. I rated this a 9 out of 10. I watched it on Crunchyroll and Amazon Prime. I enjoyed this a lot. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would because I was not expecting the comedy, but it had a lot of comedy. I love the main lead. He was definitely the heart of this anime. I love the found family. I thought the comedy fit the anime well, especially where it was placed. The fight scenes were really cool. I love the fight scenes. I did wish Kafka, the main character, which his name was a lot of fun. Because if you don't know anything about Kafka, that's like Metamorphosis, and it's about a guy changing into a bug. And the whole thing of kaiju is Kafka gets infected by an alien bug and like a kaiju bug, and he can turn into a kaiju during fights. I found his name was quite creative with that whole setup. I wish Kafka had more moments with Mina. The entire plot was him becoming part of this defense force against kaiju to be her equal. And maybe because it was just season 1, there is a season 2 out there. Maybe they're trying to lengthen the ambition he has to be her equal to more seasons, but I wish there was more scenes with him because she was a huge motivator for him. I do need to watch season 2 because now I'm curious how season 2 added to the story and if they gave more background to other members of the team because I season 1 really concentrated in Kafka, which made sense, but I want to know more about the other members of their team. But that was Kaiju number 8, season 1, rating a 9 out of 10. And then the last thing I am going to talk about and I completed is Hold My Hand at Twilight. This is a Japanese drama. You can watch it on Viki. I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. I wanted to like this more than I did. I thought I would. but I had problems with it. I love the cinematography and lighting. It was great. It was classic Japanese cinematography and lighting, which I always appreciate. I love the OSTs, especially because the male lead is a musician. That's his profession. The OSTs matched his profession and the type of music he was making himself. That made the drama more fun. I also found some new artists I like. I love the messaging. It was kind of like go for what you dream in your life and find people to support you in that dream. And I love the messaging behind this drama. I love the found family. The landlady was hilarious. The two main leads live in this shared house situation. So you got cohabitation, and then they have this wonderful landlady, and then they also have neighbors that come in, and it was a lot of fun. The male lead's manager was a lot of fun. You could tell she cared about him a lot. Some things I did not like. The female lead at the very beginning, the first couple episodes, I felt was portrayed too naively and childlike. I get that it's a classic story of a girl or guy moving in from the countryside to the big city and they have a bunch of culture shock. I get that. It's a classic storyline. But it was like she was extremely sheltered, and some of the stuff and how she reacted and how she handled situations, it took me out of the story because it was so unrealistic. I didn't like how they made her so over the top naive. I thought they could have dampened that a little bit and still it would have been believable. The story was also too drawn out. It was 10 episodes, and I was like, God, this could have been 8. They could have cut some of this down. It could have been less episodes. The story could have been a little condensed. I wish we got more story with the male lead. Definitely this drama is the female lead story, and I understand that, but I wish we had gotten more because they made little pockets of things. Like they mentioned how he might have a strained relationship with his family, but they never addressed that afterwards. They never said why, or they never gave insight into any of his family dynamics. They gave little nuggets of background with the male lead, but never went in full detail. And that was with a lot of other characters. I think you could see it a lot more with the male lead because they concentrated so much on the female lead, and I just wanted to know more about the male lead too. I also had some issues. Again, this is gonna be a theme this episode. This also had a queer character, which I always like queer representation in dramas, and it's always fun when they come out. But again, they went into stereotypical storyline with the queer character where she was just a crappy character and horrible. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of situation where I thought we had kind of moved on from those storylines. And then of course they do a stereotypical queer character storyline where she is in love with one of the other characters and keeps it a secret and keeps the miscommunication up for a really long time. It was unnecessary. Also, it was just a story plotline to draw the drama out for 10 episodes. It was not needed. It also didn't entirely make sense either when you looked into it. Why did it have to be a queer character? They could have just had a straight character and do the same thing. I like the fact it was a nice twist. It was a really unforeseen twist to make her queer, which I liked. But just everything about what she did after that reveal was so stereotypical of what they have done over the years with gay characters or queer characters in dramas and shows that I was mad at the same time. Not as mad as like the Queen Mantis thing, but I was like, really? We're doing this again? Okay. I also had some other issues with the ending and how that all played out. Again, it was too long. They could have condensed it. They could have minimized some of the miscommunication. Why did they have to have a 3-year jump? It made no sense. It made no sense. I love the quiet moments. The main 2 leads in the shared house together, them supporting each other. There was a lot of nice moments in this drama as well. It was a cozy watch. Like this would be a perfect watch for the cold weather now. It had pockets of moments I really liked and had a lot of things I really liked. I would still recommend it, but I obviously had things that I disliked about this J drama as well. So clearly I disliked some shows more than I thought I did, and now that I'm talking about them, I dislike them. I would still recommend Hold My Hand at Twilight. I honestly don't think I could recommend Queen Mantis just because that was so egregious in my opinion. But again, I won't judge people at all if they choose to watch these dramas or even like these dramas, because that's not my place to do. I won't judge them, whatever. I just wish they had done some of the plot devices differently. All right, so that is everything that I completed in October. Again, I have one more drama that I plan to complete in October, but I won't talk about it until December because I haven't even started it. So I have no idea what I will think of it. I'm sure I'm gonna like it though. It's like a classic Caitlin drama. Let's move on to the dramas I'm excited for in November. There's quite a lot, which is nice because October, that nothing, really nothing that came out I was excited for, especially Korean dramas. So it's nice to have things I'm excited for again. I still have no idea how I'm gonna watch all these. I might wait for a bunch of them to be done and just like binge them or watch them later. There is a couple I think I'm gonna watch on air, but I'm just gonna have to be choosy. I wanna get stuff off my watch list. I have like 6 dramas I'm about to talk about, and I'm already still watching like 6 things. I don't have the room to watch everything, but it's exciting. I'm excited that I still have things to look forward to, and I still am enjoying a lot of the things I'm watching. And I even have dramas in here that aren't Korean dramas that I'm excited for, so that's always nice to have. But what dramas are you excited for in November? I know there's gonna be a lot of conversations about some of these dramas because 1, they are highly anticipated, and 2, genres. This is not everything that's coming out in November too, this is just everything I'm excited for. November has a lot of dramas coming out, especially Korean dramas. First Korean drama we're going to talk about is The Manipulated. It's on Disney Plus and Hulu. I have confirmed it is coming to Hulu. I think we're getting first 4 episodes on day 1, and then they're doing 2 episodes after that. I think this is an 8-episode long drama, I want to say. It premieres on November 5th. The main reason why I'm excited for The Manipulated is Dio is playing a villain. I love Dio. I think he's a fantastic actor. I have never seen him play a villain. He's played like gray anti-hero type people, but this for sure looks like he's going to be a villain, and I absolutely can't wait. I think he might have played a villain in a movie once. I have not watched it. This is the first time I'm gonna see it. The trailers look amazing. He looks unhinged, and I love it. I think he's very talented. I can't wait. He also has not done a drama since 2022, so I'm just excited to see him do a drama again. We also know that The Manipulated is a remake of a pretty entertaining Korean movie, Fabricated City. So I'm excited to watch the Korean drama version of it. I haven't watched Fabricated City in years because it is nowhere on legal sites, so I barely remember what happened in that movie. I think it was 2017, 2018 movie? I could be wrong on that. I wish somebody had Fabricated City on a legal streaming site because I would have loved to rewatch this before the drama, but I can't. I've been looking for it for months at this point, ever since I found out this drama existed, and I can't find it anywhere. So if anybody knows where that is legally, please let me know. So because I want to watch it over because I haven't seen it in years. Also, this is a crime drama, so naturally I am excited for it. We're gonna wait for November 5th to roll around, and we're gonna get the premiere of this. Next drama is Dear X. This is a Korean drama. It is going to be on HBO Max currently. Premieres November 6th. Now, I have heard about Dear X since the beginning of the year, and I've been intrigued by it, both with the cast and the plot. I don't think this is going to be a romance whatsoever. This is a dark, disturbing crime thriller from what I'm getting at, and I'm here for it. I cannot wait to see Kim Yoo Jung in this darker role. I also have not seen Kim Young Dae and Kim Do Hyun on my screen in quite some time. I'm excited to see how their roles play into the plot, and they also seem to have darker roles. But I do not think this has romance whatsoever. So if anybody thinks this is going to be a romance, don't. I have not read the webtoon this is based off of. So maybe I'm missing something, but from the trailers and everything I've seen online, I see no indication there's going to be romance in this because I get the impression that she's like a narcissist and really just cares about herself and likes to manipulate people. So she's going to basically be manipulating Kim Young Dae and Kim Do Hoon for the entire drama. That's my impression. of this? We'll have to wait and see. Because it's HBO Max, I just have to point out, I think it's hilarious that this is actually airing on HBO Max because they're quote unquote finally getting into the K-drama land. HBO Max is owned by Warner Brothers, if you have no idea and you don't know the history of Korean drama and like the beef that well, pretty much anybody internationally has with Warner Brothers and Korean dramas. Warner Brothers bought Drama Fever, like, out of the blue in 2017, 2016, something like that, 2017, 2018, and they just shut it down. I remember to the day, like, what I was doing, what time it was, what I was watching when it just stopped working. I was a religious Drama Fever watcher. And I was watching, ironically, Dio's drama where he was an amnesic prince. I can't remember the name off of top of my head, but anyway, that was airing at the time, and I was on the metro going home from work. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock at night, maybe 6, and I was watching it on my phone on the train and it just stopped working. It like went black. And then you got like a notice on the app or the website. I think it was an app, and then like in your email saying like Warner Brothers had shut down the site. So I just find it hilarious that Warner Brothers had all of these licenses. Like Drama Fever still had licenses for things like, for example, Scarlet Heart. Nobody could get that license until it got expired off of Warner Brothers, which I'm assuming happened whenever Vicky picked that up. And so they've been sitting on this library of Korean dramas and other dramas that Drama Fever had for years and kind of just let it go to waste, didn't do anything with it, didn't add anything to their own streaming sites because Warner Brothers owns streaming sites. And now they're just getting into Korean dramas. Like, I think it's absolutely hilarious from the timeline that they did because it's just like, dude, you could have continued using Drama Fever and beaten everybody to the punch type of situation. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious that they're now getting into Korean dramas, but apparently Dear X is gonna be the first of the contract that they just signed with some Korean streaming sites, like TVing, for example. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm not 100% confirmed it's airing on HBO Max outside of Asia. We'll just have to see how it happens. I have not found a 100% guarantee that's gonna happen, so we'll have to see where this falls. Because some people have been saying that Dear X is gonna come to Viki in some areas. Some people have said it's only HBO Max in Asia, and they might not be releasing it beyond Asia. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But apparently, rumor is it's HBO Max. All right, next Korean drama I'm looking forward to, and something you guys probably are going to be surprised about, but you'll understand why, is Dynamite Kiss. I am praying somebody picks this up. Praying somebody picks this up. Premieres November 12th. Why is this on my list? I actually have a rom-com on my list to check out. There's 3 reasons why I'm excited for Dynamite Kiss. I'm definitely going to start this. I think this is one of the dramas I'm going to be watching weekly as it airs. I can't promise I'm gonna stick with it because even though one of my favorite actors of all time is starring in it, I drop things, right? I don't stick around just to like hate watch something or even dislike watch something. I've learned over the years that's not worth it. But I'm at least going to click play, especially if somebody picks it up. I'm praying somebody will pick it up internationally. So my first reason is Jang Ki-young. I love him. I will watch him in anything. I've watched him do rom-coms before. I think he's done a really good job. My Roommate is a Gumio is still one of my favorite rom-coms. I'm really curious about his character in this, and he's one of my faves, so I'm gonna at least check it out. Also, he plays a CEO, so there's gonna be suits, lots of suits, and he's gonna look good in all these suits. The Dynamite Kiss setup is the female lead to get into this company says she's a single mom. This is what's confusing about it. Apparently, on one synopsis I've read, she claims she's a single mother because she wants to work at this company that sells baby stuff, like sells children's stuff. But on another synopsis, I read that she pretends to be married. So it's unclear if she's married with like pretending to be married with kids or a single mother and kids. I don't know. Apparently, one day, Jang Ki-young and the female lead kiss accidentally, or she goes up and kisses him. It's, again, very unclear. And now he's like, wait, isn't she married? Doesn't she have a kid? What am I gonna do? Like, shenanigans happen. That's apparently the setup. The posters and the trailer for this one, their chemistry looks amazing. Also, it looks hilarious because the trailer is set up where it's like before he knew she was either married or single with a kid, and it's all like romantic scenes and they're clearly into each other. And then after she knew she was tentatively married and had kids, and they're, like, arguing with each other, in a hilarious way. It's not, like, sad arguing. It's like he yells at her, and then she kinda stands up for herself, and it's hilarious. So, I'm excited for this one. We'll have to wait and see what happens and how the setup actually plays out. It's also written by the same writer who did Mystic Pop-Up Bar, which I personally like that K-drama a lot. And third, I'm watching a ton of dark dramas right now, and the plot and the setup seem really fun. Also, the proposed second couple sounds fun. I think the second couple, the male, is like a single dad or something. So we'll have to wait and see. The promos and stills of this seem really cute. They all look great. I hope somebody picks this up. So this I think I'm definitely gonna be watching Dynamite Kiss as it airs. I'm not gonna probably wait until that is done or until I clear some stuff off my watch list, so that is definitely one I'm gonna be watching as it airs. Okay, next drama we're gonna talk about is a Japanese drama. It's gonna be on Netflix. It's called Last Samurai Standing. This premieres November 13th. The trailer for this J-drama looks amazing, looks awesome. Also, the plot of this J-drama sounds intense and is really fast-paced. Me, it's like if you like Alice in Borderland or any of those types of competition game type shows, you will probably like this drama. This is a historical samurai, as you can tell from the title, Last Samurai, historical Japanese drama. And apparently, some organization brought a large group of people, like 300 people together, all samurais or warriors or something, to win this prize. And it's unclear, at least from what I can find, what that prize is. And they have to play this game, this particular game. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's like with wooden tiles, and they have to collect these wooden tiles from the other players. And the only way to do that is they have to kill them, I think. And so you have to protect your wooden tile against people attacking you as well as getting other people's tiles. That's the gist that I've gotten from the synopsis and the trailer. And it's a historical J-drama, so it's a bunch of people fighting with like swords and other things. Apparently the main lead, he has a motive to be in the competition to save his family for some reason. It's unclear what that is. Apparently this is based off a manga and a novel. I have not read either one, but that's a fun fact about it. It looks fairly high budget. It looks like Netflix has given it some money, some backing. Also, I like a bunch of the cast members. This cast has a lot of good actors in it. I'm really curious about this. I'm really curious about it. It looks intense. The cinematography looks great. The fight scenes, of course, look amazing. That will be out on November 13th. Speaking of November 13th, a highly anticipated Taiwanese drama that I have been wanting for months, because I heard about this at the beginning of the year. Had I Not Seen the Sun is a Taiwanese drama that has made. It also premieres November 13th. This is finally coming out. It's a crime Taiwanese drama. Finally, it's here. It's unclear if this is going to be a two-part thing where they release some episodes in November and some in December. I have not found 100% confirmation that's not the case because some of the posters have two dates on it. So I don't really know. But either way, I'm excited for this drama. First off, it stars one of my favorite Taiwanese actors of all time, Sang Ching-hwa. I apologize if I mispronounced that. If you have not watched, this is just some of the dramas he's done. I pretty much have watched probably almost everything he's done. If you have not watched Oh No, Here Comes Trouble or The Victim's Game or Light the Night, please go and watch these. They are amazing crime Taiwanese dramas. He's in all of them. I think he's also in Danger Zone, which is a fairly good crime drama as well. Please go watch these. Please go watch these. He's such a good actor. Taiwan does some awesome crime dramas, and I wish more people watch them. I still have some on Netflix that I haven't watched yet. So this crime drama is about a man who turns himself in for a series of murders and admits that he's this like famous serial killer that has been terrorizing this town for years. And apparently he's been doing it for years. And he isolates himself in prison after he's in prison. And one day he accepts an interview, one interviewer. It's unclear why he does this. And somehow through this interview, this interviewer becomes involved in the crimes that he commits and secrets that was never said and everything like that. It seems a little fantastical, at least from the trailer. I don't know how that will play into it, but Sang Ching Hua in the trailer looks scary. Looks so scary. Also, the female lead, who's the interviewer, is also an amazing, great actress. The cast looks so good for this drama. The trailer looks amazing. I I cannot wait. This will be a dark crime drama, though. This is a very, very dark crime drama. I can just see it from the trailer. It is gonna be a hard watch for some people. For me, it can't come soon enough, but just FYI. So that is a Taiwanese drama that's coming out on Netflix. I cannot wait. I need to figure out if it's gonna come like it's gonna do half the episodes in November and half in December, because if it does that, I'm gonna wait until December to watch it though, because I don't think I could wait another month to watch the rest of the episodes. So we'll have to wait and see. If anybody knows that fact, please let me know. From the poster, the ones I can find, it's in Taiwanese. Obviously, I don't read Taiwanese or don't really understand Taiwanese, so I can't really tell. And I can't really find anything that 100% confirms what the posters are saying. So I don't know. We have two more dramas to talk about that I'm excited for. Next is a Korean drama. It is called Heroes Next Door. It premieres November 17th. It is unclear if this will be released internationally or not. There's been no talk of like where it could be aired. It is from ENA, which, as have said many times, ENA is one of my favorite Korean drama networks in Korea. It just sounds like a fun time. This sounds like a fun time. Apparently, the plot is it's a group of people who are all part of this like reserve special forces unit, and they used to work in the military, so they're highly skilled in whatever they're doing. And something happens in their neighborhood, and they all band together to protect the neighborhood. So it's obviously a crime comedy drama. There's a lot of actors in this drama that are known for their comedy, and it definitely looks like it's going to be a comedy. It also looks like it's an ensemble cast, so it's obviously found family. Each one is kind of skilled in their own way. You have like a sniper, you have like an explosive guy, you have a hacker, you have a fighter. It's that type of comedy where they're just going to be kind of probably over the top protecting their neighborhood. Also looks like it's going to have a lot of action in it. I love these types of setups where it's a crime drama, where it's amateur people kind of just solving crimes in their neighborhood. And Korea does this very well. I'm excited for this. Also, most of the actors are on the older side. They're veteran actors, so that's always fun to watch. Especially, it's unique because it's an action drama. So a lot of these older actors are going to be doing action, fighting, blowing stuff up type situation. That's Heroes Next Door. Unclear if it's gonna be airing anywhere internationally. And then the last but not least, we gotta talk about Taxi Driver Season 3. This is a Korean drama. It airs November 21st. We are finally getting this season. Oh my god, it is so long, and I'm so happy we're getting it. I loved season 1 and season 2. I know some people did not like season 2. I know some people did not like this is a Korean drama with multiple seasons. I love Taxi Driver. I love the found family in Taxi Driver. I love the cast of Taxi Driver. I'm just so excited to revisit these core members and just get back into the story of Taxi Driver. If you have no idea what Taxi Driver is, this is a crime drama that has 2 seasons already. It is about a cab company that has this special service within it. Whether you see their bumper sticker or stickers around Seoul, or you get into their cab and you tell the taxi driver your story, you can choose to hire them to get revenge or help you out. on certain things, and it is extremely dark and extremely violent. It is not an easy watch, but I love it so much. It has some of the best found family I have ever watched in a drama, so I hope that continues. This is another drama that pulls real headlines out of the newspapers and makes a crime out of it in their own dramas. I'm hoping to see more of that. Because it's so dark and so violent, it also does have some great comedy, especially the two mechanics that are involved. Apparently, Yoon Shi Yoon is doing at least a cameo in season 3, but it's unclear who else is going to be showing up in season 3. I'm really curious who the main villain is going to be and who else is gonna show up. Also, the poster that they released, the promo poster for season 3, like the announcement that it was coming, awesome. Really cool. So that is everything I'm excited for that I know is coming out in November. As you can see, there's a lot of dramas that I'm excited for, and I just have to pick and choose. I think Taxi Driver might be the other drama that I might watch weekly. We'll have to wait and see what has come off my current watch list by November 21st. Also, obviously, the end of November is Thanksgiving, so that also depends on like how much time I have that around that time. We'll have to wait and see. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to talk about quickly some older dramas I plan to start in November, not due to podcast recordings, but hopefully getting stuff off my current watch list and replacing it. I still have one drama and 2 movies of the medical examiner Dr. Chin to watch. I hope to at least start the drama in November. So that's medical examiner Dr. Chin's Silence Evidence. That is the last Chinese drama I need to watch of the entire series. And then we have 2 movies, Whisper of Silent Body and Medical Examiner Dr. Chin Death Redemption, that I need to watch. And then I'll be completely done with the Medical Examiner Dr. Chin series. If I have room, I want to start Kaiju number 8 season 2 now that it's complete, so then I can finish that or watch it and finish it. And then lastly, Vicky finally picked up the Yakuza Boss's Beloved, which is a J drama I've been seeing a lot of TikTok edits about and I want to see, and Vicky finally picked it up. And currently it's on Viki, but all of the episodes aren't out. They're doing like 2 episodes a week. It's supposed to be all up on Viki by the middle of November. So I want to binge it when all the episodes are on Viki because I think it's only 8 episodes long or something. I'm so excited to watch that J drama. I have wanted to watch it ever since it showed up on my TikTok feed. All right, and that wraps up October. That's everything that I completed in October and everything I'm excited for. I apologize that I went on some rants and did some spoilers in the what I completed in October. Usually I try not to spoil things, but I just kind of had to reveal that just in case people wanted to watch it. Just to FYI, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch Queen Mantis or even Hold My Hand at Twilight, but I feel like you should know and then make your choice if you want to watch that for that or not support that. Again, with Queen Mantis, I'm not saying it's just them. It was the French show too. So it's just problematic. But thank you for listening. That's another episode on the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. And again, as I said, this is the last episode before I take a break in November. I will see you guys again in December. I'm excited to come back in December and talk to you about everything I completed, everything I watched, everything I'm looking forward to in December and the end of the year. So I will talk to you guys again in a month. Bye.
If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleepfordramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. Finally, please give this podcast a like or a follow wherever you listen to the podcast. Leaving a comment or a review also helps a lot. We love hearing ideas and feedback from all of you. Share the podcast with your friends as well. Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.